Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. We are just 2 weeks away from LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and yesterday they announced that on March the 24th, there's going to be a new trailer. But in today's video, my dear friends, we have a lot to get through. We're going to be talking about the Kenobi series, The Mandalorian Season 3, and more. So without much further ado, and without any more jibber jabber, let's get straight into it. We begin with a few set leaks for The Mandalorian Season 3, which reveal the return of a fan favourite Mandalorian from Season 2. That's right, Axe Woves, the Night Owl who is part of Bo-Katan's crew, is back, and we can clearly see Simon Kassianides sporting his Mandalorian gear in these new pictures. Now this also begs the question, is Sasha Banks going to return as Koska Reeves? Well, you'd assume so, but there have been some rumblings and rumours behind the scenes that she might not return, following the quote, controversial social media post last summer. Many fans think that Disney might have scrapped the character for the upcoming third season. Initially, there were reports saying that she would return, but in more recent interviews, even Sasha herself said that she did not expect to be back. It was during an interview with Graham Matthews of Bleacher Report that Banks spoke about The Mandalorian, and she was asked about the possibility of reprising the role of Koska Reeves in the third season, to which Banks said the following: "First of all, thanks for trying to get that out, but I'm not on the next season. But it was incredible being on The Mandalorian, on Star Wars, to be on a franchise that is so huge and so loved. Just look at the reception from fans outside of the WWE universe. It was the best feeling of all time. The projection of that show was overwhelming. I legit felt like I was in a galaxy so far, far away." Now, for all we know, she could be playing coy, but along with the online controversy and her defending Gina Carano, a lot of fans suspect that she was let go by Disney and was not written into the third season. I hope that's not true because I love the character of Koska Reeves, but it is a possibility. As I say, don't take this as gospel until we know for certain though. Season 3 is set to be extremely Mandalore focused, and with the return of Bo-Katan and Axe Woves, you would expect Koska to play a part. Let's wait and see, but for now we know that Axe Woves is back. And so now, my dear friends, we have some brand new information for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Making Star Wars have once again delivered the goods with more details for the upcoming Disney Plus show. In their most recent report, they clarify some information on the supposed flashbacks of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Now there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is that there are not any actual Clone Wars flashbacks. There is going to be a flashback to just after Attack of the Clones between Obi-Wan and a young adult Anakin, but if you expected to see some actual Clone Wars missions with clankers and clones, unfortunately guys, that is not going to happen according to this report. But the good news is that we will see a young de-aged Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. In the flashback, it's reported that the two of them are going to have a friendly fight, and throughout, they're going to be smack-talking each other. Now, the reason for the flashback is Obi-Wan searching his memory to analyze Anakin's psyche and seek out weaknesses from what he remembers, and this is going to take place between the two Vader and Obi-Wan fights. Making Star Wars also note that this flashback is also going to give the line that Vader says in A New Hope a different meaning, and the quote I'm talking about is, "When I left you, I was but the learner, now I am the master." It seems like after the second battle between the two, where Darth Vader is going to be left injured, he will slowly understand why he lost the battle. Obi-Wan was manipulating him and playing on his emotions, something he reportedly is not going to notice during the fight itself, and that's going to give the famous quote a new twist. Obi-Wan bested him using mind tricks and emotional manipulation. Now Jason also notes that he's not sure if Obi-Wan and Anakin are going to have their Clone Wars armor, or if it's going to be Jedi robes that they wore in the prequels. No information is currently known about that, and they also don't know what kind of hairstyle Anakin is going to have. Given that it's just after Attack of the Clones, they might go with the one he had in Episode 2, or something between that and the longer style he has in Episode 3. And the final thing that Making Star Wars said in a live stream that raised a few eyebrows is concerning the Grand Inquisitor. He is set to be more important than we realise. In the live stream, they floated around the idea that we might even see the Grand Inquisitor's time as a Jedi Temple guard in a flashback, kind of like what we saw in Star Wars Rebels, although I will say this is not a leak, just mere speculation based on what he's heard of the character. So some really juicy stuff there, and in a way, it's kind of a shame we're not going to get actual Clone Wars flashbacks flashbacks, no Cody, no Rex, no missions. And the real shame is the fact that there are so many encounters within that era that would be a no-brainer for a Kenobi flashback, but instead they're going with a simple Jedi Temple training sequence between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Don't get me wrong, it sounds really exciting, but perhaps there is more that has not been revealed yet. But this information is what they've heard concerning the flashbacks. But just to see Hayden and Ewan interact as Master and Padawan again is going to be a treat, and surely one of the biggest moments of the show. We have had so many Kenobi leaks recently, and they just keep pouring in. When it rains Star Wars news, it pours, and we've had massive stories pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks. And so finally, my dear Mandalorians, Bryce Dallas-Howard has responded to Samuel L. Jackson's interview where he said that he begged her to bring Mace Windu back in The Mandalorian. I covered the original story in yesterday's news update, so go back and watch that if you've not done so. But now, Bryce Dallas-Howard herself has responded, and she did it in a way that just increased fan hopes of Mace having survived Revenge of the Sith. And so what is it that she tweeted? Just eyes, you know, the teasing kind of eyes, the something's going to happen eyes, the sort of eyes that say, I know something that you don't, the eyes that signal, this could very well happen in the future. And everyone on the Mace Windu Lives train celebrated, while those who think he should remain dead wondered how they could make such a comeback coherent. But whichever camp you're in, let me know in the comments down below if you think this should happen. Did Mace Windu live, and is he coming back to Star Wars? Would you like to see that happen? Tell me in the comments down below. Crazier things have absolutely happened, especially in Star Wars, where many characters you assumed were dead came back. It's just a question of if Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni could make it happen in the Mandalorian universe. So one last thing before I go, Star Wars Eclipse developer Quantic Dream are dismissing the delay rumours. They're trying to save face, but ultimately guys, I think this game is many years away, if it's going to come to fruition at all. There have been constant reports of the game being delayed until at least 2027, but Quantic Dream insist that this is not the case. They reached out to Games Radar with a correction. The studio claims that it never actually confirmed a release window for the title, making it impossible for it to be delayed. Now, while this statement is true, there are many issues with the studio right now, including not being able to hire enough staff. And as we've said in the past, it looks like this game is many years away, and we're just gonna have to wait for official updates from the studio and Lucasfilm. But we do have so many more Star Wars games to look forward to. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga next month, which, as I said at the beginning, has a new trailer on March the 24th. And of course the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which is going to have a preview at Star Wars Celebration in May. Not to mention the KOTOR remake, the Ubisoft game, and Respawn's Star Wars first-person shooter. So the future of Star Wars gaming is very bright indeed. And with that said, my dear friends, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which Star Wars game are you most looking forward to? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a massive welcome if you are. And if you want more videos not found here on YouTube, while also helping to contribute and join our Discord server, then click the link down below. But until the next one, guys, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg, have a good one.